and welcome back to Love Your Food. This week, in the new year, we know everyone's pretty sick of turkey after Christmas, but if you have some leftovers, it is time for some warm turkey soup that we're going to show you how to make today. This is a great, easy soup to make. Uses up those turkey leftovers and is really nice and warming when it's cold out. So let's get going with some ingredients. Starting off here, we have we're going to use some carrot, some celery. What we have here is some garlic and a bay leaf. We also have some little baby potatoes, 1 onion, and we also are going to use some chicken stock. If you have made your own chicken stock, you can use that, obviously. And our leftover turkey. This is from our spatchcock turkey, roasted turkey episode from a few weeks ago. So first we're going to get a pot on some heat, and we're going to put a little bit of oil in there. We're using some of our beautiful cold-pressed canola oil here. And we're going to start by cutting up our veggies. So the thing that will take the longest to cook is the carrot. So we're going to start with that. Easiest to just get that cut into 4 along the long way. And then we're not going to cut it too small. This is a soup. We do want a little bit of texture in there, so we're going to cut it into a pretty rough dice here. Nice big pieces. And of course, that's going to take the longest to cook. So we're just going to put that in the pan right away with the oil and just get that cooking. Give it a little bit more time to cook. So while that is starting to cook, we're going to chop up our other vegetables here. We have some celery here, and as you can see, a little finer than the carrots. Just a regular combination of carrots, celery, and onion, commonly called mirepoix, very common soup base. And we're going to chop our garlic as well. And again, if you do like your garlic and you want to have a little bit of texture in there at the end, then that is just fine. It doesn't have to be super, super fine. We're going to leave this a little bit chunky so that there are nice little pieces of nice sweet cooked garlic in there as well. And there you go. We're also going to chop up our onion. Now, of course, this time of year, it's around here at least, it's not always easy to get really excellent onions that are local. So if your onions are a little peaked, this is a great use for them because, I mean, they're going to be in a soup. You're not really going to notice them all that much, so great time to use up your onions. We actually did need to give these a little bit of a rinse after we got the skin off. And then we're just going to give them also a little bit of a rough chop. So you see Chef Caleb here is doing oh, he's going to get rid of that little bit of skin that came in the middle. And very much like a French style. And then a nice little rough dice there. Again, that doesn't need to be super, super small. It's going to all come together in the soup. There you go. Once you have all your vegetables chopped properly, we're going to get those into the pot with the carrots. And we're just going to give that a little bit of a stir. I want to make sure that all of those veggies get a little bit of a coating of salt. We're just going to give some salt in there and a nice stir, get some of that oil on them. And you can tell, obviously, that we have not added any stock yet. That is coming later. But now is the time you can add your bay leaf. And we're just going to wake up all those flavors and let them cook together for a little while until the onions become a little bit more translucent. Meanwhile, we are going to get our potatoes ready. Now, the really little ones, we're just going to cut those in half. If some of them are a little bigger, then by all means, cut them in 4. Which we are doing here. Yeah, some of these were a little big, so we're definitely going to cut those in 4. And once things have become a little translucent in there, we're going to add our potatoes. And we're going to cover that again and let everything cook just a little bit. Once the onions have become nicely wilted, the potatoes are getting a little bit cooked, everything's getting nicely steamed in there, we're going to add our stock. So we're using low sodium store-bought at this time, but obviously as I said earlier, you can use your own stock if you used our recipe earlier for just a plain white chicken stock. Very easy to use that. We're going to use actually a combination of stock and water. So Chef Caleb is actually going over there to fill up the box we just emptied and refill it with some water, and he's bringing that back. There we go. So we're just going to get all the rest of the stock out of there and add a little bit of water as well. Now we can, we're going to reduce this as well, so it will concentrate all those flavors in there. You can use all stock if you like, but it's not really necessary if you want to save and use some of the water. So we're just going to let that cook together for a little while until it starts to thicken up a little bit. Those potatoes are going to start cooking, and then we're going to cover it, but leave it open a little bit. And this is going to let it reduce a little bit and concentrate those flavors. While that's happening, we're going to deal with our turkey. So we're dealing mostly with the dark meat on this roasted turkey. And we're just going to, again, cut this into sort of a pretty big rough dice. You can reserve the skin as well if you want. It doesn't crisp up quite as nicely as the chicken skin, but it is tasty, especially if you've used that beautiful compound butter we used. You will find a little bit more connective tissue in turkey than you will in chicken, so you will either want to slice that, or you could even cut it out if you don't want to have it in your final soup. And there you go. You can see about the size that we're cutting it down to at this point. It doesn't have to be super tiny. Again, you do want a little bit of texture in your soup. You want to be able to tell that it's turkey that you're eating. And that's really it. So once everything's come together, Chef Caleb's going to give it a little stir here. We're just going to see where the potatoes are at. If they are just about ready, you can see he's just going to mash one against the side of the pot here. And it is getting pretty close. So at this point, we're going to add our turkey. So give it a nice little stir. You might want to taste it at this point as well. Adjust the seasoning if you have to. And then the turkey goes in. And that's it. Once that turkey is heated through, it doesn't have to cook anymore. We've already roasted that. So it is cooked through. All we have to do is wait till it's nicely heated. And that's it. That's the whole soup. You can serve it immediately after that. Give it a little stir. Make sure it's all covered. And that's your nice hearty turkey soup. This is a great winter recipe. We absolutely love this on a cold winter day. Really helps get rid of that leftover turkey, and is absolutely delicious. We like to serve it with a little bit of chopped up green onion on top. Obviously, you can serve it with crackers and bread and anything you like. Awesome on a cold winter's day. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.